am a lesbian empty nester. My partner and I have 22-year-old twin boys. So I am, by definition, a motherfucker. Anybody else? Your dad. Anyway, but when my kids were younger, I had a lot going on. I was working full-time at the Wall Street Journal. I was taking care of my 80-year-old mother, like sort of sandwich generation bullshit. And then, I had these two little gremlins to keep breathing. So I needed help, So I had to hire help. I had to hire a nanny, which sounds bougie, but it really wasn't, So I would get these resumes. These young ladies would send me these resumes, and most of them were just fine. They were sent via email, but every once in a while, I would get a racy email address. Something like bjbetty6969@yahoo.com. Or teabaggingtrojan@usc.edu. Or cassieuptheassy@gmail.com. Now look, I make no moral judgments about one's sexual proclivities. You do you, enjoy yourself, go with God. I do not care if you have the capability of sucking the varnish off of a bedpost, okay? But if you are not smart enough to alter your email address when applying to take care of my children, I don't know if you're going to be good in an emergency, and I would like to point out that email addresses are free. Okay, so my partner and I, we sort of had a long journey to becoming pregnant and having kids. I don't know why everything is a journey these days. Are we all fucking Frodo Baggins or what? But we went through 5 IVFs, which was a lot of money. It was a great deal of money, and 'cause none of that was covered. The first time we did it, it actually worked out great. And then I was diagnosed with a condition called incompetent cervix, okay? Now, in my cervix's defense, I think it was merely misinformed, okay? Because what happens is the human body goes, oh, this is what a baby weighs, time to leave, one exit. And if you are having multiples, that's a big problem, okay? But it is also how you know that the boys write the medical journals, okay? Incompetent cervix, erectile dysfunction, okay? Incompetence, dysfunction. Which sounds worse? I mean, dysfunction just sounds, if you smack it up on the side of it a couple times and turn it on and off, it might start working again, So then what happened when we were successful, we were really conservative. We didn't want to transfer too many eggs. And so the doctor told me one embryo was the best embryo I ever made. Like at Ralph's, it was grade A, number 1. And then the other 2 embryos were, as the young people say, mid. Okay? So, we threw them all up there. We hope for the best. A couple of weeks later, come back for an ultrasound. Doctor is not speaking. And it turned out that every single one of those embryos implanted, 3. And 2 split. Whoa. Who's good at math? Mary was pregnant with a basketball team. I am Asian, I adore a bargain, but the 5-for-1 discount, not what I was looking for, okay? So I had to go through something called a selective reduction. Luckily, I was here in California where I had access to wonderful reproductive health care, unlike 1/3 of our sisters around the country. And so I did, and it's just a really precise abortion. But it did leave me with one sort of, intrusive thought, like a thought I can't get rid of, like no matter how long. I mean, this was 20 years ago, right? The thought is, I don't know if the doctor left the best 2 ones in there. If you were to see my knuckle draggers, you might agree. I think they're the mid ones, maybe that they're not even gay. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much.